Continuing our journey through the Bible in 3 years, we are on 1 Samuel chapter 4, beginning in the middle of verse 1, because I read part of verse 1 as it appears to be part of the paragraph really ending chapter 3. So chapter 4, beginning of verse 1b, Israel went out to meet the Philistines in battle and camped at Ebenezer while the Philistines camped at Aphek. The Philistines lined up in battle formation against Israel, and as the battle intensified, Israel was defeated by the Philistines, who struck down about 4,000 men on the battlefield. When the troops returned to the camp, the elders of Israel asked, "Why did the Lord defeat us today before the Philistines? Let's bring the ark of the Lord's covenant from Shiloh. Then it will go with us and save us from our enemies." So the people sent men to Shiloh to bring back the ark of the covenant of the Lord of armies, who is enthroned between the cherubim. Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of God. When the ark of the covenant of the Lord entered the camp, all the Israelites raised such a loud shout that the ground shook. The Philistines heard the sound of the war cry and asked, "What's this loud shout in the Hebrews' camp?" When the Philistines discovered that the ark of the Lord had entered the camp, they panicked. "A god has entered their camp," they said. "Woe to us! Nothing like this has happened before. Woe to us! Who will rescue us from these magnificent gods? These are the gods that slaughtered the Egyptians with all kinds of plagues in the wilderness. Show some courage and be men, Philistines. Otherwise you'll serve the Hebrews just as they served you. Now be men and fight." So the Philistines fought, and Israel was defeated, and each man fled to his tent. The slaughter was severe. 30,000 of the Israelite foot soldiers fell. The ark of God was captured, and Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, died. That same day, a Benjamite man ran from the battle and came to Shiloh. His clothes were torn, and there was dirt on his head. When he arrived, there was Eli sitting on his chair beside the road waiting because he was anxious about the ark of God. When the man entered the city to give a report, the entire city cried out. Eli heard the outcry and asked, "Why this commotion?" The man quickly came and reported to Eli. At that time, Eli was 98 years old, and his eyes didn't move because he couldn't see. The man said to Eli, "I'm the one who came from the battle. I fled from there today." "What happened, my son?" Eli asked. The messenger answered, "Israel has fled from the Philistines, and also there was a great slaughter among the people. Your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, are both dead, and the ark of God has been captured." When he mentioned the ark of God, Eli fell backward off the chair by the city gate, and since he was old and heavy, his neck broke, and he died. Eli had judged Israel 40 years. Eli's daughter-in-law, the wife of Phinehas, was pregnant and about to give birth when she heard the news about the capture of God's ark and the deaths of her father-in-law and her husband. She collapsed and gave birth because her labor pains came on her. As she was dying, the woman taking care of her said, "Don't be afraid. You've given birth to a son." But she did not respond or pay attention. She named the boy Ichabod, saying, "The glory has departed from Israel," referring to the capture of the ark of God and to the deaths of her father-in-law and her husband. "The glory has departed from Israel," she said, "because the ark has been captured." 1 Samuel chapter 4. I skipped over this part yesterday, what I've been saying for a week or week and a half or something like that. It is January 4th as of the posting here, and it's a new year, 2026. Every year I read through the Bible at least one time, and this channel, of course, on YouTube is Reading Through the Bible in 3 years, but I'd like to invite you to read through the Bible with me in 2024. The plan we are using is called the Navigator's Bible Reading Plan, and we're doing it on the Bible app made by YouVersion, available on all Apple phones and any smartphone. The Bible app by YouVersion. In the comments below, I will have a link, and that link will take you to my invitation. And right now, I think there's 8 people on the plan, some coworkers, family, internet friends that I've never met face to face, but I've talked to, and in fact, one person from this page has joined. So I want to invite you to join us through the Bible, reading through the Bible in a year. The Navigator's Bible Reading Plan. We read from 4 portions every day. We read from the Gospels, We read another portion from the remainder of the New Testament. We read a third portion, which is from the poetic books of the Old Testament, which includes Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon. It doesn't go in that order. It ends in Job. We're starting in Psalms, so today the fourth is Psalm 4. The first 4 days, Psalms 1, 2, 3, and 4. It won't stay with that pattern because some of the Psalms get broken up and whatnot. And the fourth column is the remainder of the Old Testament that doesn't include the poetic books. So we read from 4 portions every day. So it's a little bit more demanding than this 3-year plan where we're basically most days reading just 1 chapter, maybe 2 if they're like short Psalms, for example. We've done that a few times on the video cast here. Now, along with that, now the tricky thing with 1-year Bible plans is often, 365 days. If, you miss a day, okay, often we can read 2 days worth in a day. But when you start falling more behind, it gets difficult. And either one of two things usually happen. Either people rush the reading and don't really pay much attention or think about what they're doing, but just so they can check off that box, or they get overwhelmed and they quit. Now, I don't want that to happen to any of us. I've done it myself, especially in my earlier years of reading the Bible. I'd fall off in, say, September. I'd be strong, and then by September, at some point, I'd fall a week behind or 2 behind, and I'd give up and wait till January. Here's what you do. If you are doing a plan like that and you've fallen behind, too many days to catch up, just pick up with today's date and start reading there. The chapters you missed, let them go. There's next year. So you can try just to catch them next year. And if you want to, you can even pray a confession and an apology to the Lord. Hey, Lord, I'm sorry that I, fell off here, but I can guarantee you the Lord would rather that you pick up and read today's chapters than that you get so burdened down by this calendar of reading through the Bible that it makes reading the Bible a ball and chain around your neck. That's not the idea. So forget the days you've missed. Pick up on today's date and start reading. Now, with the Navigator's Bible reading plan, this plan is built for people really like me. Now, I usually do intense plans that don't give you days off, but because I'm doing it with other people in my industry, one of the things that's nice about it is it only has 25 days per month. So 25 days per month times 12 months, that's 300 days worth of reading. Now, some people, that's disappointing. They don't like days off. But for a person like myself, working 12 hours, over an hour ride each way, sometimes I can get some reading done at work if it's quiet, especially if it's a night or a weekend shift that I'm working, but sometimes a busy weekday day shift. I can't get it done. And so I'll get up at 2:45 in the morning. I don't get home till almost 7 at night. I barely have time to get my sleep and nevertheless some reading, especially some meditative reading. So, busy people like me, this plan allows you to miss 65 days in a year. Obviously it's got the 25 readings per month, so it's got 6 of them in January, 3 of them in February, 6 of them in March, 5 in April. Obviously you can borrow from month to month if you need to do that. But that's the nice thing about this plan. It's got some failure built in, or if we want to put it more nicely, some grace and mercy built into the plan. So if you'd like to read with us, click on that link. It'll take you to the app, and you can accept my invitation at the app then. And then you'll be in our group, and we'll actually see your name. You'll see my name, or your screen name, whatever name you choose to use in the app. Not everybody's got their real name there. And it's nice then. It provides some accountability. Now, by accountability, it's not like I'm knocking on people's doors and saying, are you doing your Bible reading? What are you doing? It's not that, but it's more just an encouragement. You see people checking off the boxes. Yeah, it'll let you know if you've missed days and stuff like that. So it's more of an accountability and an encouragement thing. And that's what I'll do often in the comments. There's a section where we can comment. We don't really use that a lot in the groups I'm in because I don't want lots of people putting comments and anyone trying to, sometimes some people try to, it almost like they try to act like the pastors of the group and things get awkward, or maybe someone's got some bad theological ideas and not everybody knows how to tactfully deal with that, and sometimes it can get a little hairy in there. So we keep the comments light, but I'll usually drop in some encouraging comments, especially if I see some people have fallen behind. I'll just say, hey, have you fallen behind? Just pick up at today's reading. Forget what you've fallen and missed. But in this case, with this plan, with the 65 grace days in there, hopefully that won't be any trouble. So you can click on that. You can join us, have your name added to the mix where we can all see each other and see how we're doing, occasionally throw in some comments. There's a second link I have below. And that second link is maybe you don't want to do that, but the plan sounds interesting to you. On that one, it'll take you right to the Navigator's webpage where you can print out a copy of the plan. You just take an 8.5 by 11 sheet, two-sided, on your computer. You want to tell it to flip on the short side, and then you can fold it into a little book. I wish I'd printed it and had it here to show you. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Now, the reason I'm doing this and it's January 4th is because it has these grace days. It's January 4th and you haven't started. You're not really behind. January has 6 blank days on it. So you could pick up today and read the 25 days and you'll be done by January 28th and you'll still have 3 blank days, on the schedule there. So I'll probably post this a few more times because of the grace days that this plan has, which allows people to get a late start if they didn't decide to do anything prior to now. So anyway, that's the invitation. Thank you for continuing to watch the videos. Those that watch, any new people, welcome. And I pray that the Lord would just bless this page. I'm not interested in numbers for my sake. I really don't care. I'm at about 72 subscribers. And out of those 72, I think usually most of the videos get 4 or 5 views on the average. So not everybody's watching. The numbers don't matter. It just matters that people get blessed and encouraged to be in the Bible every day, or at least listen to it through my voice reading it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you have a great day, and we hope to see you tomorrow.